You can use your wall to get a higher FO. Dude, wait, can you keep spamming? Hold on. Aw, I was trying to see if I could keep climbing, you know? Like wall on top of wall. That'd be so funny. You can do some cheeky shit with Sage, right? Like, let's say you play Sage here solo, and you're playing like with an op. Usually when you play Sage, you want to, usually Sage players are more anchors because they can, boom, slow 15 seconds. Nobody's gonna go through that. So you just stalled 15 seconds, right? Then you have another one. And then if they're really, really getting close, you have your wall. And then you could do something even extra cheeky, right? Where you can create a gap like this. That's too big of a gap. But for example, right? You could make the gap really, really, really tight. That's not bad. And you could create this little window, this little pocket right here. So you could play, if you wall this, right? So the beauty of this play is even if you don't have a garage player and you do this somewhat late round, you could just sit in this little nook and no one's gonna see you because your wall's guarding you, right? And you can just sit here. You just hold this. And then you go for a shot. And you clear this slowly. And then you get the fuck out. Sage is like really, really cheeky. I think it's kind of wrong. They're using Sage's wall to be aggressive, right? Like they use it in like this, right? Like while that's cool, it gives you an off angle for a chance of one kill. You potentially just wasted one wall, right? If you could do like a double whammy and you could create elevation and you could block a point off at the same time, that's kind of the best way of doing it. But like this, for example, where people do this peek, where they lift themselves up over this crack and they peek here, I think that's just a waste. Like, yeah, cool, you might get this pick, maybe. Most people are going to be aware of it. But maybe you'll get a kill here, but you just wasted your most fucking important ability. Right? I'm so bad at managing her wall fast. Yeah, that takes like a mental thing. Sometimes you got to prep, right? So like sometimes you have to, when I've been playing Sage, I've noticed that you have to prepare for what's about to go down. So let's say they planted C and you already have a kind of rough idea where you think you're going to wall. Before you go, turn. And you have it turn wherever you want to go, right? So now you could just like really quickly drop it. That's kind of like the way I've been playing her, but it's very difficult, right? This fucking thing, like you could get lost and you hold right click and then you spin it the wrong way and you're like, oh shit, ah! You know, that could happen. You could fumble, but you could try to rearrange it accordingly, right? Before you go in. This is a pretty sick wall on retake, because like you take this hang. I think you'd want it a little bit deeper, personally, but it's kind of hard to get it deeper without peeking, right? If your teammate covers you here, and then that's the only way you can do it realistically, but it's not bad. Because then you can peek. Because when people hold, where do people play when they're post plant? They're post plant. They're playing plat, maybe here. That's kind of a ballsy spot, but maybe here, plat, here. Maybe they have garage control. If they don't have garage control, one is definitely playing here. Maybe back here, right? So as long as like your teammate has you covered right here, really quickly just, oh my god, that's scary. Really quickly utilize that wall. The only thing you have to look out for is this angle. That angle's deadly, but I don't think anyone's gonna play there realistically. The only reason somebody would play here is if they have garage control. But if you don't, if you know that garage is clear and your teammate's garage, nobody's gonna play there. No way. That's not where you're gonna play on a post plant. You're gonna play here. You're gonna play here, maybe behind this box. So that way you can creep up this a little bit easier and clear this angle, right? And then you can also walk across like this, go like this. And it's a good retake wall. Can you use the wall to lift enemy behind boxes? Yeah, you could. Like this, you mean? So you can like, if somebody is behind this box, if you throw that there, yeah, it'll lift them up. They'll go right up. You can also use it in a way where they get stuck. Like if you're some big brain fucking 5-head player, you can actually get them stuck, right? You would have to be really confident of their position, but you can definitely get them stuck. Because if somebody's playing in this corner, and then you wall them off so tight that it's kind of like this. No, I fucked. A little closer. But anyway, if you wall them off really, really, really tight, but it doesn't lift them, you actually get stuck. Like, you literally get stuck. You can't... So the game doesn't let you... When you plant spike... Hold on, let me swap teams.
30 seconds left.
That's what happens. So you can't actually wall the spike. This is really, really good that it works like this. Because imagine how broken it would be if you just cover the spike up with your fucking wall. So yeah, you can't wall the spike. Doesn't work like that. You plant it on top of the wall then? We could try it. I'm not sure. We could try it. That's a negative, Ghost Rider. That's a negative. You could probably block it the same way you blocked yourself in a corner, though. Absolutely, but the reason why you wouldn't want to... So, the reason why you wouldn't want to just plant it and then cover it, like... I don't know, maybe like this. The reason why you wouldn't want to do that is because now you don't have any eyes on the situation. So, the mind games come into play. Like, if you're Sage and you can confidently block the bomb in a 1v2, and you know the two players you're going up against don't have any boost utility, then great, go for it. But if they're if they have a Raze, if they have a Sage, if they have fucking a Jet, it doesn't matter. They'll just jump here and defuse, right? Obviously, you wouldn't. This box kind of makes that happen. But you know what I mean? So the reason why you wouldn't want to just block off a plant is because it puts you at a disadvantage as well. That's kind of it's kind of a bad way of doing it. Holy shit. That's weird. Now, here's something I'd love to test. Can you pull people off the plant? You probably can. If somebody's planting the spike and then you Sage wall them, I think it'll cancel plant. I'm pretty sure it would cancel it, which would be pretty fucking sweet. Can you cover the dropped spike? That's a great question. Let's see. Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. So it doesn't matter, because if you do this to if you wall off the bomb, it doesn't matter too much because you still know where the bomb is. You don't lose like full sight of it, but it can delay them enough to win the round. That's actually pretty clever. That's clever. I like that. It's good to know. It's something to have in your back pocket. What would be even funnier is if you... What would be really funny if you're in a 2v2 and you have bomb down and you're Sage, you tell your teammate to get in that cubby and then you wall it off. And then when they break it through, you're just gonna blast them. Oh shit. I'm gonna try to remember that, man. That's funny. That's funny. That's good. I like that. Was the Resurrect not too overpowered? Nah, it's not. What is underpowered at this time in this game? Nothing, really. I don't think any character is truly underpowered in this current time, right? That's kind of sick, actually. Because you know you can't get traded. That's actually kind of cool, right? So, like, if you really, really took the site very quickly, and Sage kind of has your back. So let's say Jet and like 2 people really took the site aggressively. They could work up to here, and then Sage in the back can fucking toss a banger off this wall. Okay, all right. Toss a banger. Okay, toss a bet. Toss a bet. Toss a banger off that wall, and then Jet can move up, and then safely peek this angle without having to worry, because nobody's gonna cross through this. It's kind of cool. Cypher's ult kind of sucks, to be honest. Cypher's ult's incredible. No, Cypher's ult's incredible. There's no way it's bad, right? If you're working aggressively, right? This game, I mean, this is Counter-Strike at the end of the day. So people are working a default. It's going to be like a 2-1-2, 2-2-1, whatever, right? They're going to be working a default. And if you are working an aggressive default on your defense and you kill somebody, you know that the whole team isn't going to be there to support them. So if you bring that Cypher up to that body, let's say he was a little bit out of place. If you bring that Cypher up to that body, the second it reveals everybody, the whole team that has the Cypher ult shifts to where the players are, and you've already won the round. So if you can pull off Cypher's ult and actually use it, default right there, the round's already won, as long as the team knows how to capitalize on the ultimate. Like, yeah, if you're just a random player with a random team, you use the Cypher ult, that's not going to help you at all. But if everybody's on the same page and they know it's going down, they know the Cypher ult's about to happen, they push based off of where the positions are, right? This is a game about, it's just a game about timing and information, right? When I say timing, it's timing based off of when you should push, when you should throw up your abilities to slow them down. And information's important too, right? One simple off step in a location could make the difference in a round, right? One simple gather from Cypher's ultimate, one simple information play with Sova's arrow, one tiny glimpse of information can change the whole course of the round in a second. Oh, here. You know, I don't know how you'd get up there. I guess with maybe Jet. I highly doubt you can, though. I could try. Nah, there's a skybox. I think I hit my head. Yeah, there's something blocking you there. Yeah, you can't go up there. Is Raze as overpowered as Summit says she is? I mean, she needs work for sure. She's a little, it's a little too easy for her. She's got too much damage utility. So yeah, I wouldn't say she's like overpowered, but she's definitely on the stronger side, you know? She definitely needs some tweaks, basically. Could you explain some of the terms you're using, default, swinging, etc.? As someone that doesn't follow CSGO scene too much, it would help newer players. A default is, because Counter-Strike has so many rounds, it's very, very difficult to always utilize your strategy, right? So what a default pretty much is a default strategy. It's kind of like your go-to. So an example of an attacker's default would be like holding for pushes. So one person holding C, you know, one person holding garage, another person holding mid, and the other two holding long A and sewer, right? That's kind of like what a default is. A default is just literally it's just like a standard strategy that you typically start with when you might not have the utility to use like a crazy strategy. So you're gonna play safe, play smart, and as the round develops, once the round starts to develop, that's when you kind of lean towards a different strategy, right? So if you're defaulting and all of a sudden 2 people push and you wipe them out, at that point you could fall into another strat because your default worked, they fell into it, whatever. Now you can get into something quick, you know? In Counter-Strike, there's always a default because there's so many rounds, so you can't have a strategy every round off the rip. Because if you have a strategy off the rip every single round, you become predictable. Because let's say you're a team that always every single round has a game plan, and the game plan is absolutely fucking fast and crazy. The enemy team will know that, and then they'll just plan accordingly, knowing that that's how you're gonna play, right? Counter Strike and Valorant is just a mind game, right? It's all about knowing your opponent. Simple like tendencies that they might do that could give away a spot, right? A good example is like if you watch a team play in Counter Strike, if you watch one player from that one team, typically most people are going to have a reaction or response in the same exact manner. So for example, I don't know, maybe Jet smokes, like maybe it's attacking and Jet smokes this off, and the person that's playing on defense, the second they see that smoke, they always work up close. You know? That right there is important to know about a player, because you throw that smoke, you pull that guy, you take advantage of pulling that guy because you know that's his like go-to play. The best players in these kinds of games are the players who are kind of unpredictable, and they'll always change up their game, so you can never really read them. Any advice on keeping calm in game and not putting pressure on yourself? Not really, no. I mean, there's no advice to that. The people who remain calm in situations are people who have done that situation countless times before, right? It's just like anything. The more you do it, the better you are, the more confident you are in what you're doing, right? So the pressure starts to fade the better you get. That's pretty much it, you know?